Next time's gonna be the good one.
The scrimmage game.
This might be the scrimmage game, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reckless and the Recluse. I am Ashley Baca, and I'm Reckless, and this is...
I'm Judy. What? Did I do it right?
We thought he was the Recluse, but maybe he's a little reckless. This is Judy. Just Judy.
Were you gonna say my name for me?
Yeah. No, I was waiting for you.
Oh, well then I did it right. What's the problem?
Nothing, but you just seem scared.
Judy! What is this?
All right. Well, we're here to talk about what reckless and recluse things we did this week and what reckless and recluse things the world did this week. So, Judy, what was your week like?
It was pretty reclusive, like every other week that I've had recently. I thought of something today. So every once in a while, I'll go for a walk, right? Get out of the house a little bit, listen to a podcast. Not this one, but a different one. And so I've been wearing slippers so much in the house. Like I wear, can you see that? Like 16-year-old girl slippers that I have.
Okay, yeah.
I've been wearing slippers so much that I put on like walking shoes and I walked 2 miles and I got a blister.
Oh my God. You just have like soft baby skin on your feet now.
Yeah, all my calluses are gone because I'm wearing, these are literally 16-year-old girls slippers.
Like you ordered them on, like you looked up teenage girl slippers?
No, I didn't buy that on purpose, but like as soon as they arrived and I opened them up, I'm like, this is not what I wanted. But they are pretty comfortable, and teenage girls do have very nice feet. So.
And now, so do you.
Yes, supple.
Supple. Okay, actually, when I was looking at your Instagram trying to think of things to roast you on, you have a picture of your foot. And my friend has a foot fetish. She says she doesn't, but I was like, what do you think of these? And she's like, these are some soft feet. The toenails could be worked on.
Whoa. I don't think I have a picture of my feet on my Instagram.
Okay, well, it's somebody's feet.
It may be someone else's feet. Was there a cat in it? That's the picture I'm thinking. That's not my foot. It says in the caption, literally, it says not my foot.
Well, I didn't look that deep. I was just trying to find.
Oh, no, it doesn't. This is a photo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not my foot.
Not? Oh, well, now we don't know.
My feet are even, like, I have really nice feet. Like, I want to be a foot model. Like, no hair, very soft, perfectly, I was going to say coiffed. You don't coif nails. You, what do you do?
Filed.
Perfectly executed nails.
Okay.
I'll post a pic, yeah.
Okay, well, now I guess you have to. Is that weird if you just post a foot pic? Like, what's everyone going to think?
I don't know much about foot fetishes. All I know is I have beautiful feet. Maybe
you should get on one of those sites and make some side money. That could be don't you have like 5 jobs? That could be your 6th job.
Yeah, all right. Well, anyway, what did you do this week?
So LA is shut down, but Pasadena isn't, and I went and ate dinner in Pasadena. Is that right?
No way. Yes, you went out of your way to go out to a restaurant during a pandemic?
Yes, but I got invited to a party yesterday, and I didn't go. And they ended up going to a strip club in Orange County, so I feel like that was not reckless of me. I stayed home and drank sparkling wine.
Just because you're not the most reckless person doesn't mean you're not reckless. Like, there's always going to be people over here at 100 degrees, but you're still sitting at nice room temperature, 75 degrees of recklessness.
Wow. Okay, so I met a guy in the elevator like a month ago, and he's been messaging me. And so then finally I was like, hey, my friends are like hanging out. You can come hang out, right? And he wasn't the guy that I thought I met. So I was thoroughly.
It was like literally a different person.
Yeah, because I guess I had met him when I was walking to the elevator home from my friend's house, but I had met these like cute guys in the garage. And I like, who knew, who knows? I didn't save a number. Who knew?
So you didn't save it at all. It's not like you saved it as like Tommy Garage.
Unless they're like in, you know what I mean? So yeah. And that's not the first time I've done that. So
that's ridiculous. Like you thought you were talking to one person. That's like that fucking David Spade movie that came out a couple months ago. The Wrong Missy.
I realize now that I never gave the other guys my number, but in my head I thought I did. So I hope I see the other ones again.
Would they live in your building?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Also, why are you dating guys in your building? That seems like a bad idea.
Well, I don't want to, but okay. So first of all, I was doing that comedy show, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys on the top floor was watching, and then he came down and he was like, I want to take you out, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, it's odd to be like, no, in that moment, right?
Sure.
I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, that guy, he still messages me all the time, but I've been able to like dodge it. Then this other guy came the second time we did the show, and he waited till after. He asked one of my friends to have me come over and talk, and then he got my information, and he was harder. I had to be like, no. And then I ran into him actually yesterday, and he was with another girl. And I was like, oh, hey, how are you guys doing? Like
that makes it easy. Yeah.
I could tell that he was mad, and he was like, and I was like, sorry.
So do you get approached a lot?
In my building? Yeah.
Is that just because everyone's home in quarantine? They're like, their bubble got real small. They're just like, well, this is the dating pool now.
If I have COVID, she has COVID. We're in the same building.
I guess it's like they moved. They're like, well, I've been working the 10th floor pretty hard, so we're going 8 and 9 for the next couple of months.
No, but this is just my building experience. Anyway, they ended up being really nice, but then the next day he was like, you want to hang out? And I'm like, hey, actually I didn't text him at all. That was rude. But I was going to be like, my friends liked you, like you can come to our hangouts, but like, that's it. But I forgot.
COVID testing at the door, right?
Yeah. Always.
Brain scratchers?
I just have Q-tips, and I'm just like...
there is no test. You just swab people's nose.
I just swab, and it makes people feel safe, and then nobody gets sick.
Oh, that's like a placebo effect. It like builds you're like, oh man, this must be really safe. And you're just like somehow putting that candy coating on like you are a pill of ibuprofen.
Exactly. Oh, so one of my friends, his roommate went to visit his mom. His mom had COVID and then brought it back, and now they all have COVID. They got tested. They have it. So there you go.
Well, I got a blister on my foot.
But you don't have COVID.
No, I don't have COVID. Where the fuck am I going to get COVID?
The other thing that made me think of you is I saw this video of this guy who was trying to get into a club, and he's like, hey, I have a Peloton bike. And he like winked, and I was like...
Wait, that was his line to get into a club?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm already in this exclusive club that you have to pay $30 a month and $2,000 up front for a bicycle. So you should let me into this other club that requires actual like being, I don't know, cool and probably with 10 girls. So those are the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, is this what Judy does with his Peloton bike? Do you have like a little card that says I own a Peloton with a picture of you in it?
This is my follow me on Peloton. Check in with me on my workouts.
You don't even have a Peloton picture on your Instagram. You're not even, using what you have.
I don't want to do that. I'm using it to work out. Not to gain status.
I thought it was for status, because who else would spend that much on a bike?
Not me.
Oh, it wasn't you? You just get to use it?
Yep.
Oh, well, somebody okay. Okay. I thought it was you.
It's a family Peloton.
Family. Okay.
Well,
okay.
there's two of us.
Other than that, I was kind of mild this week.
Okay.
compared
Well,
to
if you're mild, then I'm fucking, I don't know. I'm the milk and fucking hot ones that they drink to fucking cool that shit down.
Yes, exactly. But that was a mild week for me. Usually I have more activities
That's because LA is closed because of you.
because of me. Mayor Grissetti pulls a picture up of me and he's like, this girl has ruined all your fun.
There are a lot of you out there, I feel like.
Yeah,
At this
I'm
point.
not, because I've been to a lot of parties where like 200 people show up.
And they all have Pelotons. It's crazy.
They all have a picture with a Peloton that they show to get in.
Okay, so are we going to talk about how this even happened? Like, are we going to intro this whole thing or not?
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, our audience might not know. Yes, we should. How did we meet? Wow. In about August, right?
Yeah, had to be. Yeah.
Judy and I got hired as content creators because we are both LA comedians, even though he does not reside here anymore.
I do. I'm just not there currently.
Scared of people like me, and he had to get out and go to the country.
That's where my Peloton is.
And we randomly, it was like chat roulette, it was like Omegle, landed on each other.
We're just really not trying to say the name of this app, huh? No free plugs.
No plugs. They stopped paying us, and now that's it.
Okay.
What app? I don't even know about that app. I'm just kidding. It's called Stereo App. Judy says it's an app that turns your phone into a phone.
It's an app on your phone that turns your phone into a phone. Yeah.
Yeah. So it randomly selects people. You can set up shows now, but then you couldn't. And Judy and I landed on each other, and we started doing a show called Questionable Answers.
Uh-huh.
That is now turned into Reckless and the Recluse.
Yeah, it's an app where you talk like a podcast, but people listen live and they can chime in with little messages. And we were like, ask us questions. We're going to give you great life advice.
And for
And
a while,
what was that?
no, I was just gonna say, and for a while we got to give some pretty good advice.
Right. And by questionable answers, we mean bad advice, but also the best possible advice. And that worked for a while. But like the thing is, there's not a lot, like you need people listening live for it to work. And so we're like, I don't know. We like talking to each other. Let's do this a different way. And Stereo stopped paying us. So let's do our own thing.
Now we're gonna have YouTube pay us because we're gonna get so famous on here.
Yeah. We're going to have YouTube pay us. I feel like we should just tell Stereo, like, hey, we made a podcast because of your app. Now let's do a thing. Let's work together again, and we'll plug your app. Like, download the Stereo app because we still go on there sometimes. And then they can be like, listen to this podcast because they met on here. And we talked about bagels the first time and Chipotle. And we had the same Chipotle order. You remember that?
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yes.
And
We
like,
to order salads at Chipotle.
yeah, salads. Yep. And I was like, I didn't know who you were. I remember I was driving. The only time I've ever done Stereo driving, because remember you had to schedule your times, and I like was in between two things, and I was like, ah, shit. So I'm on the thing, and I'm like, Ashley, what's your Chipotle order? And then you said my exact Chipotle order, and I was just like, what? And then I think I said, what's your ideal bagel sandwich or something? And you said like lox and cream cheese and stuff and on everything bagel. I was like, what? It's like, yeah, that's pretty popular. But like the exact Chipotle order, that's pretty unlikely because they have a lot of options.
Yeah, I could have been a taco girl. Or I could have been a burrito. I could have been a burrito bowl.
Yeah,
But
you
I
could have
wasn't.
been get the kids meal because you want the kids quesadilla shit, you know?
Yeah, I'm not that basic in my food. My food needs lots of sauce and stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the format of this podcast? Because I actually don't really know.
Well, we were just going to talk about how we were reckless and make jokes, and then go over what's going on in the world, and then make jokes about that, and then maybe do a little comedy at the end, and then that's it. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, because I
Just did all the.
I did all the other shit, and this part I don't know anything about. I just showed up.
I barely showed up, but here I am.
I do the production shit
Yeah. You're also the jokes.
sometimes.
Yeah. Well, together.
I did chew some of my my caffeine gum to try to get things working, but I don't know. I don't know, Ashley. It doesn't feel like I did write some things down. We talked about my blisters, so that's good. I also, oh, you know what's become super reclusive of me? I am on a watch list. It sounds like I'm on an FBI watch list. That's not what I meant. I'm not. Nope. I'm not sitting around hacking stuff. I'm watching online auctions, like not eBay, but like there's a gym near me going out of business, and they're doing an auction in like 4 days of all their equipment, and like not just gym equipment. They're auctioning off their like blenders and like laundry baskets and coffee machines, like plus all the equipment, the Acarian ab crunchy and the Nautilus and all the kettlebells and shit. So I'm like viewing items, like writing down my bids.
Actually, I want to know if that's happening here because I was just going to buy some weights. So now I got to see if any of these gyms are going out of business.
Well, we're at that point where they might be.
Well, that is very reclusive of you. I know that online shopping is very normal. I know. But I am not an online shopper.
Uh-huh.
And I did all my Black Friday shopping online, and that was weird.
I mean, okay. That's weird.
Yeah, because I would usually go out.
You go out on Black Friday and then you wait till Cyber Monday to do your online stuff.
And I did my online shopping on Friday.
Shit.
See?
This is quite a year.
Yeah.
Do you think anybody went to a store on Black Friday? I mean, I know for a fact that they did, but
it was in the news. There were still lines and stuff.
Really?
It just wasn't as wild. Yeah. Well, and a lot of the stores that open on Thanksgiving, they like closed. And then Sephora and stuff, like they didn't do any specials in the store. So some of the corporations followed the guidelines.
It just seems like a bad idea to have a big sale one day during a pandemic. Like, okay, everyone, we need everyone to stay separated, stay home as much as possible. And also on Friday, we're going to have the biggest sale of the year, only one day. And we're going to have as many people in the room as possible. Masks are optional. Stand outside for a couple hours and wait for this opportunity.
Sounds like capitalism during a pandemic.
It's like, but you can do it online. Like, what are these stores? Fucking Target? Like, you can buy all the same shit online. What's the difference?
Nothing, just instant gratification.
I mean, online shit is pretty instant. I'm in the country and it takes an extra day, and I'm just like, oh, Jesus. Imagine if I was in LA, I would have gotten this yesterday. Meanwhile, I have no reason to use anything.
The pandemic, Amazon has been a little slower than usual.
So what, you're waiting 2 days for your fucking letter opener?
No, 5.
What are you buying on Amazon?
Nespresso coffee pods. It's taking a week, and usually those come next day.
So you have the Nespresso machine, and you just need the pods. I thought you made French press.
No, I do. I don't always use the Nespresso. I have both.
All right.
I'm just saying, I just said it wasn't as fast. I feel like I just got caught lying to you.
Actually, you definitely told me that you make French press coffee.
I do. I'll show you the French press.
I feel lied to. I feel disappointed.
I can tell.
I feel wronged. I thought you were an unfiltered coffee drinker.
And now that you found out that it comes out of a little pod.
I don't know what to think of you. You buy your coffee on Amazon.
No, I mean, well, I don't want to go to the Nespresso store in Beverly Hills.
Are you sure they don't sell those at Trader Joe's? I'm almost positive they do.
I'll go look next time, but I swear I've never seen them.
All right, so how can people get in touch with us? That's what I want to know, because I would like to know.
I didn't Instagram yet, but there will be an Instagram
What is
at
it going to be?
the Recluse, and you
Wait,
can ask for advice and tell us things and tell us how much you love the show.
oh, can people send in videos that we can play?
Oh my god, that'd be so cool.
Do you think anyone will listen to this?
This first one, maybe not.
Yeah.
But after like a month, yeah, I think people will.
Maybe we should start. I should start coming with stuff that's funny. Okay. We're talking about coffee. Here's what I want to know. You're in Los Angeles, you drink coffee. Where do you fall on the oat milk spectrum? Not even spectrum. Where do you fall when it comes to oat milk?
On milk or oat milk?
Oat milk.
I don't like it that much.
You don't like it that much. Okay.
I mean, I'll drink it. Like I'm not like if someone has it, I'll drink it. And the Khalifa brand oat milk is all right, but it's definitely of all the milk alternatives, not my favorite.
What's your favorite?
Almond.
God damn. You and I have the same tongue.
Mine is shorter.
Yeah, that's a good point. Same buds though. We're definitely buds with the same buds.
Like oat milk? Like you like it, but
Oh, wait, I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
wait, you don't like oat milk?
Not only do I not like oat milk, I fucking hate oat milk. I think it sucks. I think it needs to go away. It's the worst trend ever.
It literally just tastes like soaked oats. Like it has no like.
It tastes horrible. It's horrible for you. It makes no sense. I don't get it. And it's just like if you drive around LA, you can't go 5 minutes without seeing an oat milk ad. Just like on a fucking bus or bench. Fuck Oatly. Oatly, like that's the popular one. You ever look at the ingredients on that shit? It's got all kinds of weird oils and shit in there. Like it's highly inflammatory, if I may.
Okay.
Highly inflammatory. It's fucking gross looking.
It is.
It tastes just like fucking oatmeal water.
Yeah, it's oatmeal water and it's gross.
It's like you made oatmeal, you used your crock pot, made some nice overnight oats, and then you're just going to kind of tip it and let a little bit of that juice flow out. And you're like, oh, let's use the whole animal. I'm going to put that in my coffee.
That's exactly what it tastes. It's disgusting.
It's disgusting.
Like I said, though, if it's the only thing available, I would use a little splash in my coffee.
So I'll be honest. I'm a half and half guy. I like a splash of half and half. I think it's great flavor, and I tolerate dairy fine. And I do like organic dairy. I prefer the organic. I want the nice shit, but like I tolerate dairy, and it tastes great. It tastes fantastic. If I'm going to milk alternative, it's always almond. I know it's not sustainable. It's a difficult product to get behind, but it tastes delicious and it's good for you.
Exactly. That's how I feel. But guess what? I've been putting half and half in my coffee for the last 5 days. I could show you my order from Starbucks. I'm usually all about almond milk, but I had 1 cup of coffee with half and half, and I forgot how good it tastes.
It tastes great, especially with Starbucks because their coffee is like that has that burnt edge to it, and you kind of need if you need something that's like a little bit fatty to kind of cut that down. I'm getting in the weeds here, but
so 2 things. I don't like Starbucks that much, but there's one in my building, so it's hard not to go.
For sure.
I order a pour over, and the last 2 days, I know for sure those motherfuckers just gave me their drip coffee.
For sure.
But I was like, when you're just like too lazy to be like, and I didn't want to stand there for like 7 minutes. So I was like, whatever. But tomorrow, if they don't do it right, I'm calling.
Wait, so this is the Starbucks when I was talking to you a couple weeks ago on the phone, and everything was normal, and then you were like, I ordered a coffee and I forgot to get it.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone doing that, by the way.
Isn't that so weird? Okay, so this is what happened. I was driving home and I ordered a coffee and I was going to grab it on the way in. But then I got a phone call from somebody else. And so then I just got like distracted and I was like, da, da, da. And then I came home and then I started talking and like doing stuff, whatever. Forgot until you said coffee. And I was like, so then I go down to Starbucks and they were treating me like a criminal. They're like, are you sure? Are you sure? And then they got the girl from the back. She's like, that's that coffee I threw away. Because I had ordered a flat one. And they're like, oh, okay. And they remade it. But I was like, I guess it's Hollywood Boulevard, so I guess you guys have a lot of like, but I've never ever gone to a Starbucks where they've even questioned me. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Because like you like something or you say anything, they're just like,
Well, okay. So in LA, the closest coffee shop to my house is a Starbucks, obviously. And so sometimes I'll go on a walk and I'll get a coffee there, even though I don't like their coffee that much. But it's I like the walk. Okay. I like the walk and sip. I'm into that. So I do the app when I'm like 2-3 minutes away from the Starbucks. And then I walk in, but they have moved the thing where you just go in and grab to behind the counter. So now you have to say your name. And then they're like, okay, let me check on that for you. And so like they changed the process. So I think the whole app thing for Starbucks is great. The one piece that they're missing is, and this would have saved you on that day, is if they're like, there's a kind of a notification or a text that's like, hey, your coffee is ready or something like that. Because you can set it and forget it. You can be in the front row playing volleyball and just be like, boom, and then forget you're playing a game.
yeah, you're playing volleyball on the court. Yeah, on the volleyball sand and just forget.
Just forget, which is how you pretty much looked on that day to them.
That was so sad. I really could have used that coffee like 3 hours before also. You know?
I do. Unfortunately, I chew caffeine gum.
Okay, favorite coffee in LA.
I work at a coffee shop in LA and they do have really good coffee, but I'm going to say overall experience and like everything combined, Blue Bottle.
Oh, Blue Bottle. My sister was obsessed. That's all she would talk about.
I'm not obsessed, but it's good. I like the place that I work.
Okay. I like Phil's.
Yeah, you told me about Phil's. Somebody else told me about Phil's. I've never been.
Oh, okay. So that's my favorite in LA, but I used to live in Washington State outside of Seattle. And there was this coffee place called Fidalgo Bay. Why can't I talk right now? And that was my favorite coffee like ever, I think.
Fidalgo Bay?
Yeah.
Terrible name for a coffee shop, but I do believe you.
You can Google it. It's there.
Hey, we're a coffee shop called Fidalgo Bay. It sounds like a preppy clothing store.
Fidalgo.
That sounds like some shit where you like the two popped collars, like welcome to like, oh dude, you get that new Fidalgo Bay?
That's why.
What?
Reminding you of Tommy Bahamas.
Yeah.
That's like what everybody wears that goes to like the Hamptons.
Yeah, dude, Tommy Bahama, Vineyard Vines, and Fidalgo Bay. I'm packed and ready to go. Let's hit the slopes.
What would your hair look like if you were that guy?
Well, I'd be taller somehow.
Wait, so there's totally short guys like that.
I'm too short to be preppy.
There always is one. You know that's true. I don't know if you know this, but
that's why they pop their collar to just like gain an inch.
You're 2 inches taller. Okay, so first of all, you'd be taller. Okay.
If I was preppy, what would my hair look like? I think definitely I want like kind of a bowl cut. You know, like I want to be one of those like sloppy preppy dudes.
Oh, like an old Justin Bieber look?
Yeah, maybe like wears like a ball cap a lot, you know, with like the
ball cap?
Like a what?
The trucker ball cap, like the Ashton Kutcher look from like
no, like one that says like UVA on it or something. Like UVA lacrosse. You know what I mean? With like the kind of torn brim too. You know what I'm talking about?
Like this guy friend dresses like that. But the funny thing about him is he's like that guy mixed in with like the guy who carries his keys on his, belt loop.
And like I'm with just a carabiner?
Yeah, like a trucker and a preppy guy like came together. Because he was like, yeah, he is that guy. He was like the head of his fraternity. That's how him and his friends act. Like total, when they're together, like they're just a bunch of douchebags. But then he still has like these little like trucker things about him. It's funny.
I'm trying to like put that together in my mind, but it's not really working. So you think he's just like, he works as a trucker, but he's like super high status when he pulls into the truck stops. He's like better than everybody else. He's like, What are you
But
driving?
has,
He has a
yeah,
17th wheel somewhere.
yeah. Anyway, I can't picture you looking like that.
I feel like I was a little bit preppy, like in elementary school. Like I wore a
So
lot of Gap. What?
you were in elementary school?
Yeah, because I really wasn't. I didn't give a shit. I just wore a lot of like Gap, like monochromatic sweatsuits, and I had gelled hair. I had like a swoop, and I was chubby, and it was just like
Wait, you wore monochromatic jumpsuits in elementary school?
sweatsuits.
Oh, sweatsuits. That was very in.
Yeah, like fourth, fifth grade, it was just like navy blue sweatshirt, navy blue sweatpants, Reebok sneakers.
But how is this preppy?
Um, I don't know. Is that not preppy? What is that? Just bad?
Just comfortable. It's not a style.
Definitely comfortable, except for the crispy hair. I don't. That's not comfortable.
Oh, you had crispy hair. Okay.
I definitely had crispy hair. I've had crispy hair a few periods in my life. Have you ever been attracted to that kind of dude, like a preppy dude?
Uh, yes, look wise, but usually personality they'll piss me off.
Were you into pop collars? Were you like, oh, that guy looks cool?
Yeah, there was definitely a couple guys that when that was in, I was like, it's him. It does kind of, yeah, because and then they have the wet hair look.
What about the double pop collar? You like that? Were you just like, I want to get in between those collars?
Pop collar.
You max out at one collar.
What do I got to do?
Oh, yeah. It's always one of them's always gray,
That is true.
and then the other one's red usually.
I was thinking it was like pink and the other one was like striped.
Wow. Which one's on top?
The pink.
Striped down. You're hiding stripes?
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't you remember that like Abercrombie look?
The Abercrombie look. Yeah. That was a lot of ripped. A lot of things were ripped. Or was that like American Eagle? I remember when those were cool stores, but like I never felt like I was cool enough to shop there. I more had to go to like Aeropostale. I was like, they all start with A. I'm going to go to this one. It's cheaper.
Oh my, so I literally only had American Eagle jeans. I was obsessed. And then I had a couple things from Hollister. And then I had like an Abercrombie like hoodie and stuff.
That was a big deal to have the Fitch shit on your hoodie.
Stupid shit.
Remember Nautica?
Yeah. And now what? Nobody would want anything Nautica, but back then all the guys had Nautica jeans.
I did not. I could never find jeans that fit me. So I like wanted them, and I remember I would go to Macy's with my mom, and we'd go to the Nautica section. We'd go to the Tommy Hilfiger section, and I'd try on the jeans, and they would never fit me. And then I'd have to go get like Gap jeans, and I'd have to get them hemmed. And you know, you can always see when someone gets their jeans hemmed because it has the bottom that doesn't look right. It's just like that off yellow thread, and then like, and I was embarrassed.
Even though you're not that like you're not an abnormal size.
It's weird because now I can find jeans that fit me. I think it's because like this is gonna sound weird, but like I think that I've like my legs have like I've gotten from running and biking and shit. Like I have more muscular legs. I have more pop in my buttocks. So jeans, like I can wear slightly bigger jeans.
Well, so now they fit you. So you had skinny legs and no butt back in the day.
I really think that's what it is. Like I didn't know it at the time, but looking back, I'm like, I think my legs were too skinny and I had no butt.
What I do think about was how low the jeans were back then. And how
That's true. Oh, you mean on women too? Because guys sag jeans. Like if you got guys, you had to buy like length 25 jeans because you wore them halfway down your ass, so that took off a few inches.
25 inseam is so. No, but like on women, it was like this. The zipper was literally like this big.
Yeah. I've owned women's jeans before. I know exactly what you're talking about. because I was trying to find bell bottoms for so long, like when I was playing in a band, and a lot of times I would buy like women's flares. That didn't last long. I eventually found men's bell bottoms, some vintage shit, and they fit
You have
nice. They fit nice, tight in the thigh, loose in the whatever's down below the thigh, the calf.
before you were like stuffing.
Yeah, not comfortable.
Oh my god.
Did you go flares?
Yeah, I had a lot of flares. I have some right now, actually.
Are they in? Are they cool?
They're back for a second. They're kind of gone again. But yeah, when I was young, that's all I had for a sec, because that you weren't cool if you had anything else.
Nah,
It was
straight.
like and then flare, and then it went to skinny.
Yeah, straight leg jeans for a while were not cool. I remember being like, "Ooh, his jeans are painted on." And
Yeah,
that was bad.
it was really bad. Jeans are so weird. So the headline that I thought was funny was, AOC went in and said that if any Republican ever even had a waitress job, they would cry before their shift was over. Okay.
Okay.
And then Candace Owens said the AOC is spoiled rotten brat for suggesting that Republicans couldn't handle a waitress job. And I just thought that was fun. I mean, it's just funny to me. The whole thing is just funny. And I thought,
It's just like weird beef, like weird. That makes no sense. That first of all, like, why would AOC say like that? Doesn't make sense for her to say that. But like, I get what she's saying, and I maybe even agree with her. But like, why do you need to say that?
hi.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
What are you running over there, Judy?
I didn't ask her to do that.
I know. Okay.
I didn't know I locked the dog in the bedroom either. That's so everything. So for anyone that might just be listening, there was an intruder in my background of my Zoom. She's just crawling on the ground, thinking that she's out of the shot, but she's not at all.
She could have walked.
She could have just walked, got it done. Oh wow. I get the sentiment. Like Republicans, probably for the most part, have like at least Republicans that are in politics probably have never been at a point in their life where like they didn't have access to money. Like that may not be true across the board, but at least like the Republicans that I can think of are like people that have been privileged enough and like born middle or upper class or whatever, and that's why a lot of people become or identify as Republican because they want to hold on to their money, which is the only logical thing I can think of anyway in that circumstance. Why would anyone be Republican? Because they like money. And sorry to anyone. Anyway, AOC was like, I worked in a service industry. I mean, technically still do for over 10 years, it's like, and it's a very good way to learn about like life and like serving people. I think is an important lesson for a lot of reasons. It's also like, it's hard work. It's not an easy job, like especially serving at a busy restaurant. It fucking sucks. It's not worth the money that you get, but it is like the only access that some people have to like a decent paying job. And I think that if there are a couple things that I think if everybody did, they would just be better people or more sympathetic people. One of them is working in service. The other one is traveling and getting outside of their bubble. And so I agree with her in that sentiment, but like, you don't need to.
She could have said it different.
You could have said it different. Don't be a dick. And then what did Candace Owens say?
She said that she was a spoiled brat for suggesting that Republicans couldn't handle it, which was a bad rhetoric for that, honestly.
No, that's projecting. She's the spoiled brat and she fucking knows it.
Dude, she's such a, okay, first, there's something she says that I'm like, I kind of like her, but when she's been talking about Harry Styles wearing a dress or men wearing a dress, I'm like, she's literally going like this. Candace, why would you say that men can't wear dresses? This is like literally how she's talking. This is how her videos are. And I'm like, now we all hate you. Republicans hate you now. Black people hate you. White people hate you. Shut up.
Yeah. Well, isn't that weird how, remember you and I were talking about like gender and like me wearing a dress, and then that came out like the next day. That Harry Styles in a dress thing was like the very next day. And I was talking about how I used to like wear women's clothing a lot, and like I would have dresses when I was like, I would go to music festivals and stuff, and just for fun, like around my college campus, I'd wear like pink dresses and shit. And then I started to not do that because I felt weird about it, because gender became a lot more important to people's identities. Like people were like there was a spotlight on, you know, LGBTQ community, and like transgender people were like becoming it was, you know, it was news, you know, a lot of people were talking about it, and I was like, well, this is not me. I'm just a guy, like, I don't think gender roles are that important. I kind of want to make fun of them. And I also think it's funny to wear a dress, but like, I don't want to act like I'm making fun of that like gender when it has become so important to some people.
Oh, okay. So that's why you stopped.
In a lot of ways, yeah. I also don't want people to like think that I'm trying to do something that I'm not, you know? I'm just like silly.
What do you
I
think,
don't want to.
what do you think Harry Styles is trying to do by wearing a dress? Like, what do you think he's trying to do?
I don't know much about him. I don't know what he's trying to do. Probably like I maybe more what I was doing. It's like gender is not what people are taught that it is. It's just like an abstract construct. It's a social construct. You're not born into a gender. It's just like these rules that are arbitrary that were given when we're, you know, as we're growing up. They're like, this is how men dress, and it's like, who gives a shit? Like, it doesn't affect anything. You dress however you want, which is how I always looked at it. It's like, I can wear a fucking dress if I want. Like, it's first of all, it's comfortable, some of them, and the ones I was wearing were comfortable, and like, who I also wanted attention. That part is obvious. Like, I'm doing this, but like, he's probably just like, yo, what the fuck are we thinking? Saying that all men have to look a certain way and all women have to look a certain way. It makes no sense, which I still agree with. But I also recognize that like the importance of like the transgender community, like that in a way makes gender roles important, because they're like, I want to be this and I haven't been allowed to be this. So that kind of like is interesting, because it's like gender roles are not important, but also to some people they really are.
Yeah, because they've wanted to be something that they're not, or weren't. Yeah, had the ability to have. That subject is so touchy. I don't like to say a lot, personally.
I'm fine saying pretty much whatever about anything.
Okay, so I mean, but it just came up because of you wearing dresses. But I mean, I don't know, because you know, like TikTok right now, moms are going around saying they would never let their sons wear dresses, right?
I don't know. I don't look at TikTok, but why?
Because of the Harry Styles thing. Like, it was like, if they're older, I'll support them if they want to wear dresses, but they're not going to in my house. It's like a lot of moms.
Masculinity is a joke. Like, what the fuck? Who cares? There's no man that checks all the boxes of masculinity. That person doesn't exist. So why do we act like we have to try to be that?
What are
like,
all the boxes?
I don't know, but they're all like short hair, you know, like certain kind of clothes, you know, makes a lot of money, fucking has a like shooting guns. Like, I don't know. I don't even know what they are, but that's not a real person.
Okay. I'm just trying. I don't know that stuff. I don't know, because for me, it was never important, as like I didn't think about it, you know. Um, and now I don't know what I would do if I had a kid who wanted to wear a dress. I don't know. So I'm like, I don't have a lot to say, I guess, because I didn't think about it a lot.
What if you had a daughter that wanted to wear a dress?
Well, yeah. I would put her in dresses since she was born, probably, right?
Okay. Okay. And then what if you had a son that wanted to wear a dress?
I don't know.
There's a point in every person, man, woman, male, female, their life that they look at a dress and they're like, that looks pretty good. I'm not talking about like evening gowns. I'm talking about like a fucking flowy ass dress where you're like, that looks easier.
You want to wear it? Like, I really feel like maybe a guy would look at it and think it looked good, or more than likely. But I don't know that every guy would look at it and be like, damn, I wish I was wearing that. Some. But
Again, certain types of dresses. I'm talking about like big flowy ones where you just pop it on and you're like, oh shit. Like a robe that you don't have to tie or anything.
you're just okay, I guess. I have no idea.
It runs through every person's mind. I guarantee you. And then some guys are like, no, I'm not allowed to think that. And then, stabbing themselves in the leg at the same time. Like, oh, I'm tough. No dresses. Dress is bad.
Tough, dress is bad.
Biting their tongues off.
But see, that whole thing is just so hard. Like, I guess I want everyone to live life in a way that makes them happy, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess things don't really matter anymore.
Well, I don't get, so there are all these things, especially conservatives, but I'm not even going to put like everyone. There are all these things like people think about other people's lives, like whether it's money or any sort of expression or even like marriage equality, like things that literally have zero effect on their own life and happiness, yet they want to have an opinion on it. That's the shit that I never understand. It's like, why the fuck does it matter?
Because you wearing a dress does not affect me.
Right.
Or anyone.
So why do you need to have an opinion on it? Why do you need to express an opinion? Like, sure, you're going to think something in your head.
But I don't need, like, I don't know. The only thing I was thinking about was like, wow, what was the fit like? That was all I thought, honestly.
Mine?
Yeah.
I had this disgusting pink dress that I bought from Walmart, like in Tennessee.
On Walmart. Great.
And it was probably, I think it was $6. And I wore it at a music festival. And I actually had a tie-dye skirt that I bought at the music festival. And that was the shit. I liked actually. And I would wear it after the music festival.
I guess the whole thing with that for you, were you in a relationship at the time?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it didn't matter. But if you were single and I saw you in a skirt, I would assume you were gay. So is that a bad assumption, I guess?
I mean, I can't change your assumptions, but like, I don't think it's.
But I think that would be the problem, I guess. Straight men wearing dresses and skirts, like not a problem, but like maybe if you were hitting on a woman, they'd be like.
I mean, it's fine because how many straight guys are assumed to be, how many gay guys are assumed to be straight because everyone is assumed to be straight now. So who the fuck cares?
Not in West Hollywood. I assume everyone's gay.
All right. Yeah, I know. I'm exaggerating, but like, you know what I mean? It's like there's an assumption across the board that everyone's straight.
So it just doesn't matter. And I guess
so I'm saying like, why is it bad if you assume who cares?
No, it's not bad. That's not what I was saying. But I was, for you might not want to be like, if you went with the intention to meeting women or just wanted, that could have been a hindrance.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to say at a music festival, probably not. But in general, also like the kind of women that I have traditionally been into are not the type that are necessarily going to judge that.
Okay. So it doesn't matter. So you would attract someone who liked you for you anyway, so it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not. I'm just.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm not like saying why you shouldn't.
Right. Yeah, I think that like if there was somebody that was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, obviously I'm not going to be interested in that person. I'd just be like, well, no, thank you for self-selecting.
Yeah, I guess the conversation's not going to go very far if they just come up to you and say, what the fuck are you doing?
I've removed a couple of steps. I'm already on the 5th date at that point. It's like, we're here. We're jumping in.
Well, so it was more of a in your favor than a disservice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Okay.
Anyway, now's about time to stand up and show you the skirt that I'm wearing. No.
I was like, I thought I saw.
No, I'm wearing joggers.
Okay. Joggers. Skirts seem a little hectic in form team.
I do have a house dress that I wear sometimes. I'll wear it next podcast. Yeah. I didn't even think about it.
Like my grandma and her house dress. She used to have like 7 house dresses.
Hell yeah, I'm gonna wear that next time.
I'm
Although
wearing a t-shirt dress, so I guess whatever. Comfort.
yeah, comfort, exactly. Although I feel like, are there gonna be people that watch this that are like, oh, I'm not watching a man in a dress?
Well, then we don't want them in our audience anyway.
But maybe you do. I don't know. How do we end this thing? How do we wrap it up?
Okay, I have my my roommate usually gets braids, and she got a weave done, whereas they put like hair like mine into their hair, and it looked, whatever. Anyway, the girl did it so far back. She did her weave like back here, and so it looked like she was balding. And so she called us all and said, "You guys have to be honest, okay?" And she walks into the house, and Angie starts laughing so hard that she's like crying that it's over. Like, because I was trying to be composed. Like, it's not. We could put a scar.
She's like, she goes in and she's like, can you give me a weave, but like make it look like it grew in for 2 months?
Yeah. Look like I possibly. So okay, that was funny. I know this. You don't have to put this, but the other thing is that that same person, she is a musician, and on our Spotify rap list, she came out as her in her top artists herself.
I love that. I have been there too.
So I made fun of her.
Hell yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So those are things that were funny to me this week.
That's good. I had some and I forget right now.
Okay.
I think the blister thing was really funny to me.
Because you went walking out a blister.
I walked for like 20 minutes and my feet are so like out of the game, out of the whole, walking game now that I got a blister.
Yeah, my body doesn't like pants that much anymore. Because I spent so much time, like real pants. I spent so much time wearing loose sweatpants that when I wear tight pants, I could tell my skin is not happy. So I get that.
I had an audition today, like a virtual audition, and I had to put on like a flannel and jeans and like boots for this audition because it was like a carpenter kind of thing. And then the dude was like, all right, have a good rest of your day, bye. And it was so funny how fast I took those clothes off. I was just like, ah! Just rejecting them as I was sitting there in the audition.
My body's literally rejecting. It's hard. Like, I feel like my body rejects real life now. Yeah. Like I had like this job thing that I had to do earlier, and I could tell that my body was like, no, let's just go home. It's fine. We don't need to talk to this guy. You don't need the money. It's fine.
Yeah. Who's in it for money?
Yeah. That sounded, I'm going to manage a new property, and I had to go like do the tour, and my body was like, no, just stay home.
Hell yeah. Homebody.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the first episode of Reckless and Recluse. Maybe. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ashley Baca, and this is
Judy.
All right.
All right.